Quote, "I would love to say we're succeeding, but we're not. We're failing pretty miserably. We're failing in Darfur." Thus spoke movie star George Clooney earlier this month at the Toronto Film Festival, and thus the word Darfur got into the American news again. Like it or not, celebrities caring about otherwise hard-to-cover international crises are a big reason that many Americans know that crises like these are going on. And the crisis in Darfur, the disaster in Sudan that has killed more than 300,000 people already, is definitely still going on. Our president meeting with some African leaders this week as the UN General Assembly convened in New York, while there are new reports of intense fighting this week in Darfur. Now, hopes were high among human rights activists when President Obama was elected that this issue would not only be a priority for the administration, but that a fresh approach from a powerful, new, internationally well-regarded African-American president would make peace possible. For the first time since war and the ravaging of the civilian population of Sudan started 6 years ago. But so far, activists, broadly speaking, and this isn't I'm not talking everybody, but it is a lot of them, have been disappointed. I should also say, though, that the pressure is not going away, in part because of those darn famous people who won't let it go away. This summer, for example, two-time NBA scoring champ and seven-time NBA All-Star Tracy McGrady changed his jersey number. Nobody does that, but he did. He changed it from number 1 to number 3 in order to promote that there is a 3-point program for making things right in Darfur. 3 points: peace, protection, and punishment. 3 Points is also the name of a documentary that you can watch online at Hulu about Mr. McGrady's travel to Darfur, what he saw there, and his decision to become an activist.
See how they chase that damn ball?
Yeah, I've seen the whole time.
One ball.
500 people.
So we was talking earlier about that soccer field, and he said it'd be at just $1,000.
Yeah, just to clean the place and to make it like without grass.
It'd be a flat surface.
Flat surface.
But it'd be everything that they need.
They put the goalposts.
Yeah.
And the nets. That's it.
That's a done deal.
In March, Mr. McGrady and the co-founder of the Enough Project, John Prendergast, the director of African Affairs of the National Security Council under President Clinton, they launched the Darfur Dream Team. It's a program to link American middle schools and high schools and colleges with schools that are for the refugees from the disaster in Darfur. Joining us now is Tracy McGrady and John Prendergast. Gentlemen, it is nice to have you on the show. Thanks for both being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
John, let me ask you about the big picture. I mean, there was technically a peace agreement years ago, 2006, but this war and the war on the people of Darfur isn't over. It's still happening. Has there been any progress? Is there any way to explain things to an American audience that hasn't been following this closely? Is there a way to talk about it in terms of progress, or is that an inappropriate construct for this now?
You know, and on the one hand, I think hundreds of thousands more people would have died had there not been this grassroots movement across the United States, this anti-genocide movement telling our government to pay attention to this issue. President Bush, now President Obama, talks about Darfur. That's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is the action isn't match the rhetoric. You know, when President Bush or President Obama articulates that genocide is occurring, you'd expect there might be some real serious policy action that's taken in response commensurate with the utilization of that term, but we haven't seen that yet. So we're hoping, as you said in the introduction, with President Obama, you look back at candidate Obama, you look back at candidate Clinton, you look back at candidate Biden a year ago, they were talking very tough about what they were going to do about Darfur once they got into office. They haven't done any of that yet, so we're still hoping.
Tracy, in terms of the overall prospects for American activists, Americans caring about this issue, making things better, and hearing John say that it may have saved hundreds of thousands of lives is an inspiring thing. How did you personally decide to do this? I mean, you've been involved in a lot of humanitarian and charitable work, Boys and Girls Clubs, Make-A-Wish Foundation, supporting military families. But was it hard to make this decision to get involved in something international, something so far from home?
It really wasn't. I think, I'm a guy that, not I don't live on the earth just to walk it. I live on here to make a difference. And, I've done a lot of things in the community of Houston and Florida within the states, but I wanted to do something more on a global level, and this was huge. I mean, it was a no-brainer for me, especially once I got over there and saw how bad it was. You can't come back and not do anything. And I kept my word. My word was to make sure I got the awareness out back here in the States, and I promised all the refugee people that, I was going to do that because it had that big effect on me once I left.
When you think about the way that America as a country, not just as a government, but as a country, can exercise maximum leverage to stop the genocide, to stop what's happening there, what's your fantasy in terms of what's your dream in terms of the most that we could possibly do to get things right there?
Frankly speaking, on November, whatever the date of our election was when President Obama was elected, he had been as a candidate, he had been so clear about the need for American diplomatic leadership. And in this case, in Darfur, the answer is not sending in the 82nd Airborne. The answer is real serious American political diplomatic engagement in support of a sustainable peace in Sudan. That's the answer. We can do it. I have no doubt that we have the talented diplomats able to do that. We need to marshal that political will and provide the kind of resources to do their job. And it's not you think about what the most cost-effective things in the world could possibly be. Instead of sending billions of dollars in aid and peacekeeping troops, spend a few dollars up front in diplomatic help and watch that war end.
Diplomatic help, diplomatic pressure. Tracy, one last question for you. Because well-known people, athletes, celebrities have really been totally uncynically so important in terms of keeping the pressure on and keeping this crisis in the public eye. Have you been able to persuade other athletes, other basketball players, other people that you know because of your stature to get involved?
Absolutely. I think a lot of guys that heard about what I was doing over there instantaneously just wanted to be a part of this program. They were moved by it. Got Derek Fisher from the Los Angeles Lakers, that's a part of it. Baron Davis from the Clippers. It's a couple more guys that want to be a part of this because they understand that these are innocent people that are getting harmed, and they want to do something about it. And I thank those guys for really reaching out to me and wanting to be a part of this whole program.
Houston Rockets guard Tracy McGrady, John Prendergast of the Enough Project. Gentlemen, thank you both for your time today. Good luck with the Darfur Dream Team Sister Schools program. I should tell our listeners that the Darfur Dream Team program is online, as you might expect, at darfurdreamteam.org. It's very cool. There's ways both for schools and individuals to get involved. Gentlemen, thank you. Good luck to you.